Online Counter-Strike, you know how it be. We had one the other day where a player broke his keyboard like 5 minutes before the game. You remember that? And then we were waiting, and it was like
waited like 40 minutes.
Yeah, ran to the shop or something. It wasn't open. Got one off a friend in the end, I think. Professional Counter-Strike player without a spare keyboard, like. But there you go. It happens. Eagle to start off here for SG.PRO. Love that. And there you go. Fame going to open up onto Stomp. Big nade coming in, but the trade's just not happening right now for HONORIS. Wow, they are being ripped apart in this pistol. Only Rico to get anything done, to be honest. Neo's not going to find very much on 11 HP, and I think they kind of know it. I think the body language here is telling me they might actually walk away and save. Rico's like, I've got full armor, a kit, a smoke. Let's just give it to him and go for it in the next. So SG.PRO, an explosive start.
It's what these guys are so good at, right? It's just being really explosive in their pistol and their rifles, their willingness to take fights, group up, trade out, and just explode on a site. It's so difficult to deal with, and they just they make it look easy. Rico trying to save the kit armor, smoke to allow him to buy a deagle or something in the next, maybe even an MP9. Don't know why he's refacing. Yeah, you just gotta live, friend. Doesn't get the cheap head armor upgrade, but I bet they're gonna buy anyway. Would have liked Rico to take no damage though, get that free head armor upgrade, right? Because he would have had money left over. MP9 utility. Instead, he'll just go straight into the FAMAS. Fair play. Everyone else will buy up around it. Chance for HONORIS to steal this one away, but SG.PRO not playing around. They got Galils and an SK, an SG, and an AK. I've crossed my lines, but we're back at SG.PRO. Immediately into mid control, Scriv.
Kind of conceited about the CT side, though. I feel like that's the correct decision, right? If you don't lose any players over there, it's not terrible to concede. Relatively clean and easy. Oh, gotta be careful moving towards that B-bomb site. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. There's 4 players ready and waiting, including a FAMAS. Could be deadly. This could be an absolute bloodbath. Fame moving through their own smoke, so there is that. Gets spotted out, though. Prism gonna clap him out. The first kill in the favor of HONORIS is pretty huge, to be honest. Prism will go down. Position starting to be revealed now. Trade certainly coming in, but will they be able to deal with all of them? Not looking as likely as it once was. Meanwhile, Taz on the quick flank. And this they're definitely not expecting. Drops RU fire, all going to be on to Dirate. 1 versus 2. He's not got the bomb down yet. Not looking too good at all. He knows vaguely where they're at. I think if they play this patiently, they should be able to drop him, but maybe getting a bit giddy. Trying to find the frag ahead of time. Now leaves Stomp in the 1v1. And this is really not good. No armor. A scout. He's going to have to hit a pretty insane shot. I suppose at the very least it only has to be a body shot, but... Ooh, all the same Dirate. 3 HP. He's so lucky. He's so lucky. Stomp still on the scout, waiting for him to come around. Of course, time ticking down. Stomp gonna have to go for it. Gets the timing, but doesn't land the shot. And Dirate can just play the bomb. The round not looking likely, and there you have it. He will manage to drop him. It's awfully close, but SG.PRO come away with the second.
I guess they never called that he got hit, because Stomp never switched to the pistol. But I feel like he should have known that he tagged him there, so... Mistake being made. SG.PRO will take it, though. I mean, not happy how close it was. So they immediately buy up Khalil's around that AK, going right back in with a very similar buy. But difference is, HONORIS obviously not buying a thing. So, they've held on, they've maintained Scriv. Now we're getting into an interesting place. SG just going to take the A site by storm now. Even though it's a stack, it should end a bit differently than last. Stomp's probably going to get hard cleared at this point. They've cleared every other angle. And yeah, Dirate, not going to let it slip through. Neo with a deagle, give us a classic clip. Never mind.
Bye-bye. well, SG.PRO after that explosive start we were expecting, looking good on their own map pick, so certainly solid in here. HONORIS waiting to deliver, I suppose. It's been a topsy-turvy couple of rounds to begin with, Keith, in all fairness, right? SG.PRO certainly looking very, very good. But time will tell. Few mollies coming through. Quick movement from Sinator. He blinds himself. He's still out with the MAC-10, but dropped immediately. Slightly crazy take coming in. 1 for 1. Still going to work out for the CT side. The rotations are in pretty quick. SG.PRO do not have a lot of time to work with. Prism, though, is so low inside that smoke. Keys, oh, nearly getting caught off by him, but not going to be the case. Dire, too smart. Now into the 3v3. This is looking a little tough. Dire on the flank, holding the flank, I should say, against Taz. He'll find it. Keys has also picked up Redcoat, so... falls apart for HONORIS after a decent start. I don't know, they're a little flat-footed. I don't think the rotations were fast enough. I figured they had, what, like a guy in ladder room, a guy in window? Surely they rotate across, like, instantly with all that utility, but taking their sweet time. And it cost them the round.
Yeah, that'll do it. HONORIS just getting outpaced right now. SG. They are fast like lightning as they clean up 4 rounds in a row on their map pick. Looking really good. HONORIS, don't think they're going to buy up a round of this saved op. I think it is just going to be a very mild buy. Nothing crazy, just a scout, MP9, a little bit bought up, but with the loss bonus, it'll be okay. And SG.PRO look to build that T-Bank continuing, Scriv, hopefully. It's been expensive at times, but they've recovered nicely. Not as surprised as perhaps I should be. It is their map pick. They're feeling pretty good. So pressure's on HONORIS for the first time. The opening match, you could say they never really were pressured, were they? So
yeah,
now they're feeling it.
Yeah, a little lackluster so far. Like I say, chances, definitely not a complete blowout. The score is somewhat misleading. Ooh, that's unlucky. He was in such a good spot. Gets denied at the very last second. Tom's still on the AWP, but he's too far away from the action to really get anything done. Neo, that doesn't work so much anymore. Will get taken down, and the 1v4. Stomp will look to save again. So, 5th round for SG.PRO for sure here. Question remains whether Stomp will actually be able to save, and they are kind of hunting him down. So he is trapped, confined in the ladder room. And if they play it properly, they should be able to catch him off guard eventually. Missing shots. Yeah, peeks out into 2, not ready for it. Will be the 5th for SG.PRO, and that AWP denied away. Pretty important as well. They can purchase another one up here, but it will cost ever so slightly. Although not massively. Like 1 bit of utility, so it's not the end of the world. And the head armor, which, who cares? So, a good round as any here for HONORIS, and they need to get it in. They need to get it in. SG.PRO are picking up momentum. The round's starting to become a bit more one-sided, and that is worrisome.
Quick connector play. There's the op from Stomp. It'll connect. Right when they needed something from him, he delivers. HONORIS getting a ramp control. Have the op CT, and SG.PRO seemingly reading this. A cat split was in the cards, but these B players have been smoked off. Neo gets the drop on Fame. Dire could be in trouble, and he will be. Exposed to too many angles. SG.PRO, their own enemies this round, Scriv. And getting op picked early to the split getting shut down. That was messy from SG and really clean from HONORIS. kind of like polar opposites from what we've seen so far.
Be the turning point. Keep your eyes on it, folks. Yeah, pretty damn nice round coming in from HONORIS. Really happy with that from them, as I'm sure they are. Still money available for SG.PRO. You know how it goes. And still going to be money available into the next round as well. So, not quite perfect stuff. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. And that's not the best way to start things. Prism lucky to be alive. And mid-control kind of conceded immediately, I think, with that. 4 players towards A. Interesting stuff. Nice big nade coming in, actually. But yeah, keep your eye on the push into ramp and how that affects it. SG.PRO trying to go back to the tried and true speed that they've been employing. The violence, the momentum. Has been successful so far. But into this round, no frags yet. And arguably they have come off worse for wear after that mid-exchange.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, that didn't sound like it felt too good. CT's now iced out. I feel like I blinked and players are just dying left, right, and center. And that's a save from HONORIS. Through and through. I hear things, but I don't see it, Scriv. Are you experiencing the same thing?
No, mine seems all good, so I can take over for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If you're having a bit of a technical issue.
Bit of a techie.
Yeah, the thing is, you could probably guess what's happening right now.
They're saving. Yeah. Okay.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Crystal ball.
Lucky guess. I saw that.
Yes. I felt that, to be honest. Nasty, nasty, nasty stuff. But SG.PRO coming right back in with that 6th is the key thing, right? Nothing too exciting towards the end there, so you kind of drop out at the perfect time, as it were. And yeah, SG.PRO just melting them again. A bit of a save coming in does allow for the buyback. But that's not what HONORIS wanted. Clean first round on the board. Looked really good. Here we go. Nice bit of momentum. Nice kind of exchange in the middle. You do more damage than they do to you. And yet, still not able to convert. So, may well be a fluke that first round for HONORIS. They are dreading the fact, if that is to be true, but seems like it's not the case. Quick 2 openers coming in. This time they are fighting mid convincingly. Great flash over the top from Taz as he gets 2 of his own. Set that up himself, by the way. Enrico will take down Keys over at ramp. So another clean and dominant round. SG.PRO certainly not as consistent as they were. I think this speed thing has stopped working as effectively. HONORIS are really, really disciplining themselves, getting prepared for it. As you see at mid, as you see with the guy pushed up at ramp to cut off the flanker, I guess, right? So, really well done. And hopefully this time it continues.
Yeah, the utility usage from HONORIS has been really on point. And the risks. Like, look at Stomp Go. Supported by Taz completely. A 2-for-1, they will take that. And look at Rico go. Close ramp. Those were 2 snappy quick headshots. And now all of a sudden it's just Fame alone, Scriv. HONORIS playing very tradable, playing around their utility well. That is the HONORIS we saw in Inferno. And they're starting to wake up here on Mirage.
Yeah, and just when it gets to that danger zone of, ooh, this is perhaps too little too late, or they've already conceded the half, or, you know, so a good time for them to come alive. Could easily get up to 6 rounds here. Particularly with the eco coming in, 1 more rifle round, and 6-6 looks more doable. Of course, shout out to Hellcase. Get what you deserve from them with your 2 codes, Malta V 15, refill bonuses, extra cash to play with. Get amongst it. And this round might be a good round to give it a go, because SG.PRO, it's not looking too good for them. Maybe for those viewers who are short of attention span, don't care so much for the boring rounds.
Huh?
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, Scriv. Rico's in trouble, though.
Rico
get it?
wasn't
Short
paying
attention span.
either.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Are you fire though? Fine stomp scriv. These players are so low on SG. It's crazy. Tabs under balcony. Gets one. These pistols. What's cool about this round is SG.PRO slowed down the pace with pistols, and they're winning. Like they're finding the duels, they're getting good timing. Like, are you fire? I don't even know how he managed to tuck in there. Absurd. And if Kais can get out and grab the bomb, maybe he can go through B apps. They've kind of left that open. They're gonna send someone back eventually. They have to.
This is weird, as you would say. Certainly potential for players to creep in or, you know, catch someone looking the wrong way or peeking at the wrong moment. And there it is. He's also able to make it up connector. No way. They know where Taz is at. He's only good for one. The trade comes in the end. Hallelujah for Honoris, but goodness gracious me, that is a costly one. Thank God they'd built up some quick cash with those few rounds that they had gotten on the board. The decisive victories, right, for a couple in a row. But yeah, that was messy. And let's not make a habit of that. SG.PRO, though, don't really get a return on the investment. As you can see, the likes of Sinator having to sacrifice the utility and whatnot. They don't get the bomb down there. So there's no real return on the investment. So ends up being a bit detrimental to them. And not... I mean, it takes cash away from HONORIS, which is always good against the CT side, but it doesn't... It's not detrimental to them, really, at least coming into this round. Maybe future-proofing, but that does require you to get round 11 under your belt. Clean stuff coming in from RU Fire, but two quick trades. Rico with his aggression towards Ram, ever successful, but traded back. 3v3. Stomp going to have to stand strong.
Oh, no doubt. Stomp 1 just cannot convert 2. Fame's gonna ask Dire to plant for connector, I'd imagine. The nade not quite deep enough, and he will plant for the connector post plant. Neo and Prism smoke for the bomb. Last molly used, and Prism will find Fame. All on Dire now. Has to isolate a 1v1 and not swing into the posted off. They know he's stuck at bricks. Nade incoming. He's so low. 2 HP. Unless they line up for him, they'll swing together. Well handled by HONORIS, and SG.PRO are slipping off the map, Scriv. Their opening feverish, very SG.PRO-esque pace has been thrown to the wayside, and HONORIS have been tradable. Their retakes have been coming in great lately. Their utility usage is on point. It's been all HONORIS.
Yeah, I think we are seeing a little bit of... this is a very one-track style of play. They have one gear. It is 7. Maybe some of our viewers are a little young to know how to drive. Not many cars have 7 gears, is the point I'm trying to get at, right? And I feel like HONORIS are very prepared for this with the experience of Taz and Neo, who have just gone, okay, listen. We have played many teams that come at you like this. And this is how we're going to turn it around, the other 3 members of the team. And they have done brilliantly. Fantastic spots here. That's a bit unfortunate. The flash is perfect onto Prism. The nade, at the very least, is able to finish him off. Neo on the AWP, looking solid. Double up setup. Okay, running them over, but Sinator and Fame going to find 2 quick frags. Ooh, a bit of a fumble on top of each other, trying to get the bomb plant in, as Fame is trying to get up onto the boost box as well. Not quite as effective as a T, but still an off angle that may be unexpected here. Taz going to creep in. Will be the first member to spot out. Yeah, and they're just not ready for it. Quick headshot coming in from Fame, and he's able to drop down. Rico has just crept in with the later push, the later trade, but Fame dinks him out in the end. And of course, that AK going to drop him. Unfortunate, as he too gets the dink, but with the M4A4, it's not enough. 3k from Fame, and they pull that one back from the brink there, Keith. That's a pretty big round. 7th on the board, and they get to hold on to their lead.
Huge. Makes
Massive.
all the difference. Because look at what HONORIS' banks they've had to put in, right? Double ops now had to be bought back up, utility. They're broke. They don't have a lot to work with. And they've been playing so well with full utility, right? Playing around the utility well, just trading out each other effectively. And now they're lacking that comfort bubble. The double ops, though, wreaking havoc. 2 picks. Give Stomp a second. They're just facing him. No smoke CT. Elementary stuff. At least the fire will guarantee the kill. And Rico Prism just run them over. HONORIS. Honestly, one of the easier A-holes you'll see in a long time. SG.PRO swing into the ops. No utility to shut them down. They try to do a quick contact pop, and that just hasn't been working, Scriv. But SG.PRO realized they're at the point of the half where it's too late to make changes, right? You already have 7. You already hit that sweet number. If you get 8, that's prime. They're going to be equally aggressive on the CT side, though, I think. They like ramp aggression. They enjoy the ops going for picks, so don't be surprised if this stop from SG.PRO continues a little lighter, but will continue on the CT side. They feel comfortable. They've already hit their number. And they're just going to let the pistols work here. Taz, he knows what's coming, but he is so blind. He escapes into the smoke. He'll drop a flash. And it's all on Rico now to hold this. And he'll just make it look so easy with this M4. That nade will clean it up. And the M4 from Rico will claim 4. So, well handled. Poor Taz, never lucky. But his teammates got his back.
Here's the thing, right? So you make this point kind of obviously before doing the play-by-play. You make this point of they can't really change things up. It's that late on in the half. And true, at its core, certainly not. I just... Honestly, SG.PRO, I just beg, send someone to B. They don't have to look for a frag. Just have a bit of presence, throw some utility in, and get some, you know, return attention from HONORIS. Rather than, okay, guys, fast mid. Okay, guys, fast B. Okay, guys, fast A. Like,
yeah, the retake nades have always been there. Like, there's never been a point where they've drained them of utility, then executed. It's always been like full mollies, full smokes, full nades for the retake. So yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, and I mean,
a default would be cool.
It's like they approach the bomb site in the initial, you know, early moments of a round, when the HONORIS players are going to be stood there with a HE out, with a molly out, with a well-placed flashbang, rather than, you know, Rico going, should I maybe prepare to rotate across? Should I get my knife out or my gun out instead? And once again, you're going for it here. They're ready for you. And at middle, do manage to get 2 quick headshots, but there's the offensive utility to come in, right? You've not baited any of that out. That nade just flies in, finds an easy frag because he knows exactly where you are, knows that you're tagged up, and now it's even back into a 3-on-3.
Diray's creeping. Taz in Palace. I wonder if they're going to expect a Palace player. Taz could get timing really hard here. He just needs to live. Make it seem like you're playing a retake style, the player in CT or jungle. Taz will come out as soon as he hears that bomb tap. There it is. Taz is going to start the move. Sees one jungle. Will kill the planner. Eyes peeled on Diray. Has him stuck. Watch Neo hit an insane peek from this murder hole and pre-aim this position with confidence. They're gonna molly him out. Diray's dealt with, and it's Senator alone, Scriv. Not liking his odds here. Smoked off. Sure, he has utility, but can he connect the bullets? No. Taz goes high. Senator will fall. 8-7. HONORIS have brought it all the way back to end with a round advantage, and that is pretty good.
Yeah, massive turnaround. Massive turnaround. A bit of an epiphany, I guess, in the middle of that first half for HONORIS. And SG.PRO just never really able to do the same. And I think this is something that they struggle with. It's not only the inconsistency in results, it's the inconsistency within games. They have, like I've said, the one-track style of play, and they can't turn it off, it seems, and they also can't come up with a different idea. At least within the first half. Of course, the odds there coming up from LootBet, shout out to our primary betting sponsor, still in favor of SG.PRO, but less so. So we'll see here whether HONORIS are able to turn things around and keep this momentum that they picked up in the first half going into the second half. Starts with the pistol, but as you talked about, they like to get aggressive. They like to take aggressive angles, and 2 players sat on ramp ready and waiting. But HONORIS may be catching them with a gotcha as they will rush back towards that B bomb site, dropping Senator, who perhaps that discipline that we talk about should have been waiting. Taz coming in from behind here as well. Oh, you needed to find that one, Taz. At the very least, going to keep them at bay here. And a chance at 2 with the player at the back being so low, but he's not able to get it done. He's bought time, but no frags. Rico pushing forwards, also unsuccessful. It's all on Stomp, nothing working, and a great idea from HONORIS. But the two clashes of the styles coming to life in that pistol. Great read, great pickup. But SG.PRO just hitting the shots because they have that slightly sharper aim, right? Even with Senator on short, getting aggressive and dropping needlessly, you could argue, is somewhat expected. And yet, they're still able to come out on top.
Well, here we are with some interesting buys, right? An AK, Galil. Rico's got the first on Fane. And now they're going to pick up the pace in towards mid. Flashing towards connector. They're going to split the A site here with Neo coming out through Palace. This can get deadly real quick. Neo's going to go ahead and smoke jungle, not before he spots that AUG. And he's going to swing and get absolutely deleted by Prism. The CT player's next up on the chopping block. The chopping block, I should say. I don't think he's going to get chalked, but he could get chopped. Are you fired? Up close and personal with Stomp, making a lot of room for those CT players to make this retake happen, Scriv.
Uh-oh. SG.PRO quaking. No kit available. And the quick rotation has been bought here. Smoke goes down. Dire does find one onto Prism. That's kind of one avenue.
No kit, no kit.
Player, yeah, one player at ramp, one player in at connectors. Surely they're able to find this. Dire gonna drop him though. No way the 10-second hold comes in. Rico able to get him off the bomb just in time. Wow, that must have been so close. Dire will find the frag, but who cares? The round goes the way of HONORIS. They steal away the second. The AK is retrieved and just about able to survive as Dire, but well, around the I feel maybe even 60-40, but it's still in favor of SG.PRO. The buy was pretty good from HONORIS, all things considered. They're able to get it over the line. SG.PRO going to be kicking themselves that they didn't have a kit available anywhere.
Crazy to me. The kit wasn't budgeted for. And now it's AKs aplenty for HONORIS. Opening pick. The buy from SG.PRO is in. And, well, it's not comfy. Prism holding for this exact push. Easy kill. And SG.PRO gonna need a pick here soon, Scriv, because they're out of map control, they're out of utility, they're getting pinched. Senator got split on, and that is round and double digits for HONORIS.
Finding that groove once again. Little bit of a setback to begin with, but once they have a bit more control, they got the rifles in play, they've got the utility, importantly, I think is maybe one of the big differences to note. They look pretty damn good. And SG.PRO hitting a brick wall very early on here onto the CT side. Starting to worry ever so slightly if you are an SG.PRO fan, I'm sure. Like you say, those double digits hit. Clean victory here into this round. And thus, the confidence, the economy to back up that confidence will be pretty high. So fairly good stuff from HONORIS. We'll see whether it keeps on going. SG.PRO quickly here are going to have to turn things around.
Yeah, no more ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to have to build up a CT economy so you can justify a comfortable buy. You're going to have to get your ops out and working. Because right now, HONORIS doing what you wanted SG.PRO to do, right? Contact across the entire map, The rest are grouping and taking control together, trading out, playing very standard safe Counter-Strike. Not a lot of counterplay going on. It's playing super clean base Counter-Strike. And against a team like SG.PRO, who are all over the place, right? Enjoy aggression in pairs. Playing standard and playing very tradable works really well against them. And I think it's being put on display right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, Neo. Quick double. Taz.
He literally
himself a little. He has no idea where he's being shot from. All right, Sinator going to take down Rico as well. Taz like, no. There's a ghost or something on that A-bomb site. I'm nowhere near that. I'm out. I am out. This has actually become a bit interesting now with this frag. Jokes aside, because the bomb's down mid. And it's a 2v2. Neo needed to win that fight. Cannot reiterate how important that was for him. Fame going to be in the 1-on-2. A miracle somewhat required, and this might be it, right? He's got a kit. He's got armor, sorry. No kit available, but he does have a smoke that he could work with, possibly. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. We'll see. Creeping up short. They're not expecting this, really, and Prism going to walk into him. Might not be prepared for this so early on. Off angle from Prism. Works out perfectly. Okay, all good. Will drop him. But still, another costly one from HONORIS, you have to note.
And here we go. 11-8. I don't know if I like this buy. In fact, I actually hate it from SG.PRO, if I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're exactly pressed for rounds. I think a half buy into a save for the ops and full buy would have worked out better. But if Fame's going to wide swing a smoke, get two, take advantage of the missed stair smoke, hey, who am I to argue? Now they could just play for the retakes, but no kits in the retake and a smoke. Very reminiscent of a recent round. But can they stop HONORIS from getting a plant? They know there's at least 2 CT now spotting that boost. And the bomb will go down. Now HONORIS are just going to live. They too out of utility, Scriv. And RU Fire has Neo essentially dead to rights. Neo just caught out in the open, unable to escape. Stomp's gonna have to do that a couple more times, but can't take another shot, Scriv.
Oh, on the smoke. Pretty big, gonna force them to move forwards, even regardless of the lack of a kit here. They don't know that. Stomp's already conceded, started to run away. Rico just sticking around to try and find some exit frags. Not gonna happen for him, so SG.PRO finally able to get back on the board with a rifle round. There you go. Little anticlimactic in the end, just kind of comes down to slight tags and a slight man advantage. But still, they're not bothered about how they do it, they are bothered that they do it. And this could be breaking point for either side, actually. So a really important round going into the final few moments of this first map, for sure. Neither team, couple players, but for the most part, the overall economy is not good here from either side. So all to play for into round 21.
Yeah, this round's big. Determines the next couple. That is for sure. No doubt. That means pressure is on. Pretty safe, all things considered, from HONORIS thus far. Very slow, but tempered mid-take. SG.PRO, knowing the importance of this round, also pretty much out of utility. So this round really gonna come down to the trades on the entry. It's gonna get spicy, Scriv.
Ooh. Prism. Okay, walking into the hot zone there. Keys, my guy. Lucky to get away, but the A-bomb site under threat. Fame able to get one, which is an achievement in and of itself. Wow, and 3 quick kills coming in pretty much all at once. Prism just clapping this round out. 19th frag of the game. Are you fire? Not even able to drop him. That's so awkward. Can't get the long-range spray. It'll be a 12th round for HONORIS, and they immediately bite back. SG.PRO will look to best half buy. So HONORIS probably 13 coming in for them. And this is... Oh, no. Why are we doing this? Oh, why are we doing this? Oh, goodness. The Thursday. It's not even the weekend yet, guys. You can't... Oh, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. If by my reaction you can't tell, I'm not a fan. SG.PRO going all in.
My heart! Oh!
Yeah, I just...
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fair. They have had awful buying patterns this entire match. You're not wrong to say so, and I don't think we should be scared to say it. Their buys have been mediocre. They've never once prioritized the op. They've never once went and saved for a full buy. They've just been buying when they can, whatever they can, and it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. HONORIS have built up a little bank. Loss bonus is probably still there for them, so they'll get money if they lose this. They're looking at 13. Again, you're relying heavily on individuals from SG.PRO. They've seemingly hit that tilt factor.
It does kind of look that way, doesn't it? And it's going to cost them in a big way. This is really well read from HONORIS, going for the execute. Playing it safe against pistols, playing it safe against the weak buy. Opening up onto the first Fame in sandwich again, only good for one though. And a 4v3 just like that. Bit of damage through the smoke, a lot of damage actually onto Keys. And eventually finished off over the smoke by Rico, picking up 2. Thank you very much. 4K for me. Where's my ace? Okay. Are you fire? Not going to give it to him on that silver platter. So at the very least looking to fight back here. But 3 more required. Bomb going down. Player in Palace. They know exactly where he's at with these sound cues. And he peeks straight into Stomp. But dead to rights there, right? He peeks the guy on sight. Player from Palace swings. There's no way he wins that, to be honest. 13th round for HONORIS. SG.PRO. No cash. Hopefully they eco this one. Would be a little crazy.
They're buying Scriv. Who are you kidding?
They're half buying. Some of the richer players. I mean, even buying down to 1,500. Just get a dig. Just get a dig. Why are you getting chest? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, that might be a bit much. That might be a bit much.
Like, we'll see. But he's meant to be the AWPer as well. Like,
well, that's exactly it, right? They're not prioritizing their buys properly. They just seem a bit too all over the map, even for their pick. It just... You know, just doesn't seem well fitted. At least today. Stomp with the opening pick. That's prime. That's pretty good. Gonna be going back and looking for some more. And that's that. There you go, Scriv. You blink and you miss it.
just like that. Oh, goodness. SG.PRO falling off the proverbial cliff in a big, big way. I have to be honest. We'll see. We will see. It's going to need a hell of a turnaround here. They finally have the AWP out. Key's going to be going for it. Misses the first shot. And Taz, like a smart lad, backs away and not going to take any more chances over there. At the very least, for now, they can confirm the A-bomb site is where the AWP resides. How do they approach it from here? Are they going to get giddy? Going to try and attack into it? Maybe send Stomp and go for an early peek? Does look like indeed they're going to creep in and just, ooh, almost catching them off guard. Key's ready for it though. Comes in with a slow peek. Will drop the first. An advantage for SG.PRO to work with, but with mid control, HONORIS, of course, have got the option of going B if they so choose.
Can always back up. That kill on Neo forces their hand. Rico has to double in here. Fame looks back at such a good time. SG.PRO have done it. Who would have known the op, once it comes out, is able to be successful? Any kill Stomp gets here is prime, but pretty locked down, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting flanked out and everything, so pretty decisive one. Little anticlimactic in the end. But really, really good stuff from SG.PRO. Will need to be first round of many, though. Not to be a negative Nelly about it, but sometimes you've got to be a realist. In this situation, certainly not ideal. Balls coming in, though. I do respect this tactical from SG.PRO, right? As soon as they get around on the board, they're like, okay, listen, boys, they're going to be buying. This is our map pick. So, you know, although, yeah, stats might not be fantastic for them on Dust Doom, you would assume they've got a game plan, and Mirage is one of our best maps, if not the best map that we play. So should realistically be finding this, but it's not going so hot. We've just won a round. That's our chance. Let's get it going. Second tactical going to be taken here. So really, 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 really stacking them towards the end of the game. It is certainly something that I think they could have used in that first half. It does depend on your play style, but some of the great teams out there at the moment, even at this level, you win, what, 5 or 6 in a row, you lose your first rifle round, boom, timeout, let's go. You know, you got a lot to play with, so what's the point in using them conservatively? Just go for it. Whereas SG.PRO, I suppose their style is more stack them up to the end and use them all on our most important round of the game yet. So added pressure off the back of those pauses, I think.
Hey, Scriv. Happy International Friendship Day.
Yo, thanks, man. You too.
Thank you, dude. It's good to be friends with you, and it's cool to be watching Counter-Strike. Chat, everyone, tell everyone else in chat how you're all friends and how cool it is to be friends. It's actually apparently really pog champ, Scriv, to be friends.
Yo, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's
Pog
what the
you?
cool kids are saying.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the new one?
Yeah, that's it. Prism. Nervous. Not wanting to make friends at the B side. He's going to try to live all the while his teammates. Bursting out on the A site. Bursting at the seams. Taz. I hate the sandwich position. It just makes me so nervous. You never know if you're going to get killed from CT or someone's going to peek top stair. Tagging up the player and connector while Fame now will pounce in towards CT. How do they deal with him, Scriv? No utility.
$1 million question, my dude. Oh. Nade put into an awkward spot, but yeah, really the key question of this round is how they get rid of that CT player. Keys with a quick peek. 4v2 just like that. 4v1 just like that. And all on to Stomp here with the AWP. Every shot that he misses is a gap closed. He will take down a couple. Okay, not bad. Keys gets in with the no-scope in the end. Does go a bit crazy. But it's SG.PRO to come away with the round. And we talked about how important that was for many, many reasons. Although costly towards the end there, they are stringing them together, which is always good for the economy. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, they're thrown for a bit of a loop. Neo, Taz, Stomp got cash. Rico and Prism, not so much. So I feel like half buy coming into this one. No point taking any risks. They're going for a pause, probably to talk that over, and a bit of a strategy coming into this. Do we, you know, maybe get a hero AK out for like Stomp or something because he's got cash? Also fragging. And then into the next rifle round is where it becomes very important because SG.PRO bringing it close towards the tail end of their own map pick.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your own map pick. That would be awkward. Half buy from HONORIS. They've been pretty good with these half buys. Not gonna lie. And they're gonna throw a bit of utility towards A while they're popping out middle. Gonna try to get into connector, I'd imagine. Flash to do so. But look at the setup on A, Scriv. It's so good for this.
Yeah, it's so very ready. Kind of interesting though. They come up through their connector smoke. Who managed to get a frag? Excuse me. I'm out here dying. Just like HONORIS.
Don't you say that about my favorite team, Scrib, on International Friendship Day. But Neo's got my back.
He actually does.
He does. He's the man. Gets to M4 armor. He could win it. But what a peek from Kai's. He jumps into that. That's so old school. Jump up peaks. And now the bomb's down. It leaves Taz in a bit of a weird spot, in a bit of a pickle. Also, it looks like someone's lounging on the couch. That's pretty cool. I'm a fan of lounging on the couch too.
True. Yeah, I took a big chug of what. I don't know what happened there. I just swallowed a bit funny, dude. You ever do that? And like mid-sentence or whatever, or in between sentences, and held it together okay. I nearly died though. Oh, there you go. Taz thinking he'd gotten away with it, but he definitely died. No nearly about it. Costly for SG.PRO though. When you're on that comeback train, you need it to be a bit cleaner than that. Particularly against the half buys. Really cool stuff from HONORIS in the sense of pushing through their own connector smoke, or pushing through the enemy connector smoke and then throwing one at the top end to just fully blind up SG.PRO, you know, no information at all to work with. Really, really good stuff. And it does seem they're falling back to tried and tested executes here. Coming into this round as well. Very early executes. Still enough utility to get stuff done, though. 3 smokes, right? So maybe just trying to bait them out from the CT side. Stomp going to open up as well. This is looking pretty good. HONORIS structure seems to be prevailing in this game. Although SG.PRO with their mad, crazy style are making it close, competitive. Even had a lead at one point. But ultimately, HONORIS and their well thought out methodology are coming out on top. Ooh, perfect molly. Dire can't cross either. That's a terrible smoke, and he traps himself in with his own Molotov, of course. So yeah, he definitely can't move. There you go. He was waiting for a bit of assistance from his teammate, and he will eventually make it out. But it takes a fair amount of damage, Keith. So it's a 1-man advantage for HONORIS, plus a 30 HP. Dire not looking too good.
Oh, timing from Fame, not great. Now HONORIS gonna try to split this site. Kai's wanted to push forward to triple. Neo as rotates on lock, and that is 15 locked and loaded. Unless Senator has a wild retake with this op. Kit smoke always doable, but he's gonna just save it. He understands and knows when he's bested. He's not afraid to admit it. So 15 for HONORIS. Scriv, if they take SG.PRO's map pick, then you move into Dust 2, a map that we know is actually not so bad from HONORIS. I know the stats might be but the way Stomp's been playing, 25 kills here, by the way, and now jumping over to Dust 2, their pick, their control, their comfort zone of the op on Stomp, the rifles being alive. Promising signs.
Very promising signs indeed, my guy. Do or die for SG.PRO. 3 in a row required to take us to overtime. And the bye to begin that journey. Oh, it's not looking so hot. It is not looking so hot. Not even fully out yet, and it's not looking so hot. So, Eagle, Are You Fire? Got himself an MP9. Dire got himself an MP9. Limited utility as well. So, not great. Not great is certainly what I'm getting at. Senator and Keys coming through with the M4, the AWP. See what they're able to get done with these. I'm going to have to do an awful lot. And Keys is caught out in the open of middle, trying to go towards underpass, maybe looking for an off angle, but he didn't have any cover for the top of mid. That molly, I suppose, comes in at the right time. And the AWP has been dropped in no man's land. There's no one around to recover that. It's not only a man advantage for HONORIS, it's their strongest weapon dropped on the SG.PRO side of things in a round that you need to pick up in order to stay alive. So really not looking too good here for the CTs.
Not ideal. cat control coming in. Stomp is just not missing. He's entry fragging with an op script. Let that sink in. That's how dialed in this man has been. The MP9 at this range, Diorite, I'm surprised he's gotten 1. I could not start to explain to you how we got 2. Should be no way he can get out. And deleted with a Glock. Stomp, not missing. Up, Glock, because he's all over it. Scriv. Honors to take map 1.
Yeah. Calling me surprised. Calling me surprised. I honestly thought that HONORIS would be able to pick things up, but like with a super strong start from SG.PRO in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, it's not looking too good, is it? T-side, momentum, SG.PRO. These are all recipes for disaster, or ingredients for the recipe for disaster. And HONORIS just not even with a pause, able to turn things around and figure things out. And SG.PRO looking very, very scary from them towards the in a bad way, right? Because they just drop off so heavily, and then into that CT side, the economic decisions, dude, like really, really, really costing them early on in the half in some of those key rounds. So it's like, okay, next one, we're expecting them to be able to. Oh, they've bought into this round. Okay. You know, you question it quite a bit, and it's cost them their own map pick. And like you mentioned, maybe a bit of tilt coming in there. Yeah. Perhaps it seemed wild, and not prioritizing the AWP is so foolish, surely, right? For a team that rely on it quite a bit. On a map like Mirage, even, where you probably want to look for double AWP setups in a lot of scenarios. So yeah, really, really weird stuff in terms of the economy, and I think that ultimately is part of their downfall.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully they can bounce back, give Kai's the op on Dust 2, and really let him sink in and really clean up those economic decisions. Otherwise, that game would have been a bit closer, in my opinion. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's Dust 2. It's HONORIS' map and their pick, which means could be a 2-0. We're going to have to wait and see, though.
Nice shot. Lock and load. Wow, very good. Let me show you how it is done. Yeah, no. That was one of the best tickle fights I've been to.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Malta Vibes, brought to you by Gaming Malta, a home of gaming excellence. My name's Keith LaFortune, of course. Haven't changed it during the break. This guy is Scriv. He might have changed his name during the break. I don't really know. We didn't talk about it. But I'm pretty sure he hasn't. But the map has changed slightly. Same idea, same premise from Mirage to Dust 2. Same kind of 1v1, a lot of individual prowess. But you need good space and good trade ability like we saw in Mirage from HONORIS. Now it's their map pick, and they're up a map, Scriv. Your 2-0 prediction's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of went out there with it, and it certainly was close towards the tail end of Mirage there. So definitely not a blowout, definitely not a decisive victory in SG.PRO. There were times where they made a few decisions. They can look internally that there were rounds that they kind of threw by the wayside, or they took a bit too casually. Right, we talked about those economic decisions before we broke, and I hope we don't see more of that from SG.PRO, because it really did cost them, particularly like when it was 11-9, 12-9, I think, around that mark, where it's a really key turning point and a nice cushion that HONORIS have already got. But you've got a chance. You could definitely, the last round came close. Let's work on that again. And they just go, 2 FAMASs and some Deagles. And it's like, that's just not going to work, is it? And HONORIS did a really good job. Part of what allowed them to get back into the first half is dealing with that style of play from SG.PRO. Yes, SG.PRO on the T side, it was a lot easier for them to continue with the AKs and whatnot, thanks to the economy they had built up and just the way that the T side economy works. But they tried to employ that same play style to the CT side, and it just didn't work for them. So HONORIS getting in their heads a little bit and getting the better of them because of it, but only by 4 rounds. And Dust 2, as we mentioned, very similar playground, so it's not quite over yet.
Yeah, not over at all. I think both of these maps fit SG's playstyle really well, but they have to be a bit more adaptive for me. I think they got a little very complacent on their T side and try to kind of just do the exact same on the CT, and it just really did fall apart from them. I've never felt really them coming together, any unity really. Their buys, obviously, I think we've talked about it quite a bit, were hit or miss. So hopefully they budget for the full buys, right? They do the math for the ops, because whenever Kai's got the op out, he always typically got a kill, which is huge. But they never had the utility support to back it up because they're force buying. They've never really had the kits. And Knife Round is live, Scriv. This one, again, more dependent on your team, right? With the doors changing on B, it's BT40 T side. I think the highest echelons of Counter-Strike, this map's actually CT-sided. But I think between these two teams, it would still be T-sided. Again, depends how you want to start, which side you want to start on. I don't think your make and break like Inferno is where you're going to pick CT-side. I think this map's really team-based.
Yeah, we'll see as it gets underway. Like you say, slightly less impact, but it's always nice to start off on your more comfortable side, I guess. And, well, okay, little close, but it is HONORIS coming away with it in the end. So certainly going to feel comfortable, and it's just that tiny little bit of added pressure for SG.PRO, I think, is part of the issue here. And HONORIS were looking good with the AWP, start on the CT side. Double up setup, at least, has slightly more prominence. The one-on-one, that skill-based matchup, again, between your 2 AWPers. But maybe once you start to break out 2, you start to believe. Moving into Dust 2 here, as you can see, LootBet, our primary partners, it is fluctuating ever so slightly, but it seems to have stabilized. However, all of those scores in favor of HONORIS of varying degrees. So they are confident in the Polish boys to be taking this one over the line 2-0.
Utility toss towards mid early. Prism just tapping away, baiting for Rico a tiny little bit. Dire, is he going to get timing? Rico's lucky. Dire's walking out. They hear this. What a great flash from Prism to take the fight, leaving Rico alone. The fadeaway headshot. Now he can just live. He just has to fall back. They'll continue to face towards mid. And Rico, well, he's just going to live. Really well done from HONORIS. Stomp. Gonna make sure long controls continue to be held by HONORIS. And these catwalk locks, they could be in some trouble here. Dire, he's gotten the crouch slow now. And it's just, are you fire alone, Scriv? What a pistol from HONORIS. Right back to that aggressive, tradable kind of game style they've been playing. And it rings true again.
Absolutely. Solid stuff coming in from HONORIS. We do unfortunately have a player dropped here for SG.PRO, so that's slightly tedious for them, I suppose, and for everyone involved, really. The CT side wanting to get the ball rolling, wanting to get that momentum just non-stop. SG.PRO, though, having to apply the brakes for everybody, and of course, you know, you and I, it's early on. Oh, all good, all good. Start to complain about ourselves, and that's when they join back. Nice, guys. International Friendship Day. Either way, we'll be getting back into the action, but probably not going to see too much actual action, as I think SG.PRO just going to eco things here. Big chunky nade to open us up. Looking good. Yeah. Scouting play as well.
A Nova? Taz is like gone back to 2013. Rolled back the clocks. Rico has to be careful, taking damage and gets clocked. That's a little embarrassing. Jumping Nova? Aw, ripped away. No fun. Dire doesn't want to feed Prism's MP9, but he inevitably will. And they only lose Rico. They recover his M4, so that's fine. And here we go. 2-0 for an HONORIS. SG.PRO money now there for those AKs. Utility behind it. HONORIS going to go for a bit of a bonus round. Buy kits, utility. Their money is in an interesting place. But they're feeling pretty good.
Certainly are right now. Speed being employed towards long, of course, coming in from SG.PRO. What else? No frags as yet, but able to get themselves a good amount of control here. See, kind of slowing things way down, though. They get that long control. What are they going to do with it? Prism, was he able to creep in? I think he is. He and Rico actually have been very sneaky. He's not going to look that way. Oh, goodness. This could be deadly. The two-man flank is crept up middle. Damage through the smoke by Neo. He will go down through the smoke himself, but here comes the strike from Long, of course. Prism with the first. The frontal attack is pretty solid. His keys will open up too, and, well, if they could bail towards the B-bomb site, they would try, but unfortunately not going to be the case. This flank now has to come out in full fruition. 2v2 directly in on the site. The MP9 good for one. Rico's still around, but I think has kind of caught them off guard. They're not really sure where he's coming from. He's crept in, but Are You Fire hits the clean headshot, and SG.PRO will manage to take the rifle round.
Whew. There we go. SG with the AKs get the job done there, Scriv. And the buyback from HONORIS is all over the place. But with the op on stomp, you never really know how the round will go. And no opening pick for anyone as of yet, but Stomp is really committed to this. We can tell it's going to be mainly a long hit, so Neo's going to be tested. Pretty sure he only has a pistol as well, so just the 5.7. Gonna play in the smoke. I have a feeling he doesn't get much. Swinging with the 5.7. Neo does actually get the one. Somehow still alive. Will make it back to the side. A second smoke to help him out. As his teammates fall, though, Neo could be in some trouble. This round's getting weird, Scriv.
Absolutely wild. Something that SG.PRO have really struggled with, honestly, like converting these anti-eco, anti-force buy situations. This one being the latter. We do manage to bring it back to a 3 versus 2, but still not out of the woods as yet. Rico with a quick one on that retrieved Krieg, finding his second. Taz creeping in as well, and now it's all down to Are You Fire on 38 HP. No bomb plant for him to play around. The information starts to dwindle as the smoke starts to dwindle. Rico will say peekaboo and gets himself that 3k easily. Honoris in with the third. Keith, it's kind of happening again. SG.PRO letting it slip by the wayside to get the first rifle round after losing the pistol, a dominant pistol as well from Honoris, and then against the force by Honoris fight fire with fire, and they come out on top. They are playing very, very well this evening. And SG.PRO early into Dust 2 on what I would say for them is probably the more preferred T side, the way they like to play, but they are shaking. They are scared. They are desperate as the attempt through the fire comes in, but Fame decides against it and takes needless damage. Deep nades coming in to do big, big damage onto Sinator. Dire dropped to 2 HP, finished off through the door as well by Neo. And this is a beautiful start. A frag, half a frag, a quarter of a frag, right? They're looking very, very good here on Honoris. They've softened up SG.PRO massively.
Oh, definitely. That nade from Stomp. He needs to connect to Scout. Shiny will. Could find a kill. Molly back to his back. Oh, you gotta hit those. Peeking into a posted Fame, but finds the kill. And he knows exactly where Kai's is. His teammates are here. Honors have put together a hold. Scriv. And SG.PRO halted at 1. That buy will get smacked. And it's a bounce back time now for Honors, who have looked, honestly, they're not playing anything fancy, are they, Scriv? Clean, simple Counter-Strike, very tradable. They're letting SG.PRO be the ones to make the mistakes and have to make the moves.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really clean. It's really nice. And like you say, kind of risk-free, you know? Not taking too many chances. And it's paying off pretty massively. SG.PRO looking a little more lost here on the T side of Dust 2. That is for sure. Speed coming in, though. This is what they know. This is in their core. Neo, though. Oh, my goodness. 3 quick headshots from ramp. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He does get traded in the end, but Dire may well be to no avail. They'll get the bomb in. Return on the investment so far. Any more frags past this point will be beneficial, but not going to happen. Rico cleans up nice and easy. Dropping the 1 player. He made his money for this round as well. His AK will be retrieved by Stomp. And the 5th over the line for Honoris. So even the close rounds, even the slightly dicey situations are not really that dicey at the moment.
Yeah, they're handling every situation well. Pretty, like, honestly, very comfortable. Not a lot of pressure. Not feeling too rushed. It's going pretty good, all things considered. Opt out on Kai's, though, Scriv. Could make the difference. Could be the difference maker. And it is. Blind, right as the smoke blooms. Neo will fall. And that is Kai's with it up to a T. Always good for a pick. And if he doesn't get one, it's because his teammates have faltered and he has to take a bit more of a risk than what he was hoping. So he's really consistent with this op. Opens up the round nicely, but there's a refrag from Stomp. They're going to try to give chase to CT, but they can't go all the way, Scriv. Now they're back to this A hit.
You fire. Eventually he'll find the headshot. Surely, that's what he reckons. Tapping away. Not going to happen. Trying to drop down in towards CT. Great little molly here, and RU fire ready for it. Taz on the other side of the smoke. Stomp coming in with the Deeg, meanwhile, to take him down. Gives Taz a bit more room. Still fire to his sides. He denies the bomb plant, but it costs him his life, and it costs the man advantage. Stomp. Not going to go for the jump peek. Looking to creep in. Quick flick onto Sinator, but he's all on his own. Jumping for information. Gets the second onto Keys. That is so fast. And with low HP on Fame, could even go for the wallbang here, but he's not going to risk it. Playing nice and patiently. Stomp with the flicks. He's broken his wrists, but his fingers still work. The defuse comes in. The 6th for Honoris against all the odds, and the ace for Stomp. Playing out of his mind.
He got a Deeg in that ace, too. That is filthy. And it all started with an opening pick from SG.PRO and the op of Stomp. This one's even a posted op. Kai's is posted. Stomp is so good. It's not fair. I think he dropped like 26, 27 on Mirage, and he just makes that look so easy. At this level, I still think this map is T-sided, and Honors already with 6. These rounds have been so close, though. Haven't been able to build that CT bank. So really, 1 round away from being in trouble, Scriv. Stomp doesn't want to let that happen. He is locked and loaded.
Absolutely. Madman. Madman. And that's very scary. If he can get in some aggressive positions, you know, take some spawn-based peeks on that T side, boy, could open up the round immediately. Nice off angle from Prism. Will he be able to get out of here? That's the question. Not going to be the case. Neo will need to trade him. We'll need to maybe even get another, at the very least, stay alive and wait for the rotations. Gets the first. Second presents itself, but not as clean. Hasn't bought enough time. That's the question. It looks like it, as Rico will catch Dire off guard. Frags all over the place. Taz finally able to get one untraded. Oh, and Sinator's flank is up. The jig is up, and Stomp, of course, is just so confident. Doesn't care, mate. He's going to peek into you every day of the week. See you later. As that will be the 7th round for HONORIS. Aye. Is what SG.PRO is saying right now. This is very dominant stuff.
And I wonder if there's a little bit of like unpredictability for SG, right? Never playing HONORIS, being in different leagues, I believe. Now finally getting to come here and play each other. It could be a bit of shock for SG how coordinated HONORIS are. How dialed in Stomp is, how good he's been looking, how their utility usage on HONORIS' side is deadly good, how somehow they're always tradable even when someone's being aggressive. Not Rico in this exact example, but look how Prism comes back to help. There's the trade from Prism. I mean, I talk about tradability and they make it happen even on towards long script. Even when Rico gets caught, they still bring it back. Flash over for Prism to peek. What a gorgeous flash. What a great sequence of flashes in general there. Leaves HONORIS still with a man advantage.
Solid. Absolutely solid stuff. Kind of slim, though. Do need to be careful here. Neo hidden away at car. Could be isolated. He's got a teammate moving through from in the form of Stomp, of course. Looking to get aggressive. Nice little boost. It's unfortunate, though, because they're so ready for it. Neo denied the first, but gets the second. And HONORIS in with the 8th round. That boost is a great idea to try and look over the smoke and catch Stomp getting aggressive. But, of course, Neo, crouched at the car, is hidden away. And then he sees you boost up, and he's like, oh, hello. 3 kills. Beautiful. And HONORIS at the moment, Keith, they can't do any wrong. This is so good from them. And SG.PRO going to be forced onto an eco situation, so looking to save things out at this point. That's good to see, right? It's a half buy, but you can go for it here because you've got the cash rather than going for the crazy full buy. They seem to have learned their lesson, albeit perhaps a little late, because you shouldn't be making those mistakes on your own map pick. They have learned that one the hard way, but all the same, at least it shows a bit of self-discipline coming into Dust 2. I like this as well. The execute out, however, straight into the meat grinder of Taz and Prism. And they are not going to get through it. Dire, RU Fire, the only ones left. I think the bomb is dropped just next to Prism, it looks like. May not realize it yet, but they pretty much have the round dead to right. Dire, the only one left. Maybe he finds a head, but it's not looking too likely. Not going to happen. Yep. So super clean stuff from HONORIS once again. This is a masterclass right now. This is so good.
Oh, they're absolutely just playing really good Counter-Strike. Tradable, utility usage, everything we've talked about, Script, that makes... And the things they're doing well just makes you a good team. What pushes you over the level is like the counter plays, right? And big individual moments, which HONORIS have had at times. But they really haven't had to adjust to SG.PRO. There's been SG.PRO trying to adjust to HONORIS, and they haven't figured out their number at all. Because HONORIS keep doing different things every round. Long aggression, cat aggression. Like, who throws all 4 players towards cat or towards long? Not many teams. Full trusting in the double car setup. Neo gonna get to ramp. Full trust and Stomp to cover him. Great flash from Neo. Look at Neo go. Does he get the last? He does. Neo with 4 the SG. He is locked and he is in the server owning everyone, Scriv. It has been just the HONORIS show.
This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The Krieg falling into the wrong hands. Pinpoint accuracy for those first 3. The 4th a little harder for him, but all the same, so many players able to step up. Taz a little quieter here, but that's to be expected being the in-game leader, and it's not like a finger that you can point. There's just not enough frags for him, dude. And when they've gone B, he's held it down relatively well with Prism. Just Stomp, Neo, having these insane rounds. This is so good to see. Rico coming in with one of his own, a force buy attempt this time. Once again, kind of half, but Sinator spending up. They will drop Rico, but not before he gets 2. Aid coming in, bit of chip damage done. Bomb site ever so slightly vulnerable, but the quick drop back from Stomp. He is kind of low, though. Does need to be careful here, but a well-placed Molotov keeps them at bay a little while longer and maybe giving the jig up. I like this. A reposition towards long makes sense. Meanwhile, Neo is, yeah, much better suited on the full HP with this Krieg once again to hold things down towards short. Stomp taking down the long flank. Neo still alive here. Finds that one through the box. Looking for the clean headshots. And Will. Up and down, up and down. Not as clean as that massive 4K, but all the same, he stays alive, and eventually the bullets will land. It is inevitable. 11th round coming in for HONORIS. How deep does the rabbit hole go for SG.PRO? That's the key question, and, well, it's just... regardless of your buys, it's just not looking good at all.
Not good. Fame trying to change it, and even when he's given a perfect opportunity to find the first pick, he just can't, unfortunately. Are You Fire forgot to buy. Everything's going wrong, Scriv. He's got a Glock. Brutal. Just, yeah, he's peeking a rifle with a Glock, somehow still alive. He gets the... Sometimes comedy writes itself. There's Fame. Taz locking it down. He's alone, though. There's no way they go towards him. They will come out towards mid, and he'll be caught off. He'll finally go down. SG.PRO get around, thanks to the Glock.
Yeah, the Glock of Destiny,
Crazy.
bro. That one is a little wild. I don't know what's happened there. But, it is what it is, I guess. Just mad. Absolutely mad. Regardless, they get their second round on the board. They're not too bothered how it happens. They are just happy to have it. The beggars cannot be choosers, as they say. Does it continue, though? Of course, HONORIS got cash available. Neo getting aggressive, maybe buying off a bit more than he could chew. He does indeed. And minimal damage to Fame there, to be honest, for an early opener. That's a great result. Oh, Prism. Oh, Prism, perfect flash for him, but there's just too many targets. His aim is diverted too far away. The flash wears off. Sinator drops him, and another clean round coming in from SG.PRO here. 4v2. Has ready inside the smoke, but they're prepared. It starts to dissipate, sorry, and they will drop him pretty easily. Rico comes in for 1, but 3 more required on 40 HP. It's easier said than done, but certainly a man that is capable. However, not all of them going to come his way. So, a 3rd round for SG.PRO, a 4th the best they can ask for. Even that's going to be a chore here because HONORIS can still buy. 11-4, still not a great scoreline, in all honesty. It's better than 12-3, I guess. So if they're able to get there, right, soften the blow as much as possible and just focus on the second half. Forget about the first, focus down. Let's just second half, you know. And that's kind of what they need rather than moving into the second half like, damn, could have picked up that last round. Sucks. I guess it's just not our day, guys. So, positive mindset maybe going to be impacted here with this round. Ooh, Neo, again. Awkward situation for him. He's loving the AWP in these past couple of rounds. It's just not been as successful as some of the others. Pico going to fall early. Okay, looking good here for SG.PRO.
Oh. This could get weird. Stomp. Retreating the middle. I bet he wasn't expecting doing that so quick. 3-player retake from Catwalk. Fame getting aggressive. Right into the posted up a Stomp if he's not careful. They're going to throw a little bit of a lurk smoke. Are they prepared for this aggressive play from Fame? No. He gets the first. Can he live? He jumps right on the CT player. Madness is broken out. And HONORIS have been stopped. SG.PRO will get a 4th Scriv. Unless Stomp does it again in ace clutches. But not liking his odds. Unless they keep peeking him. But don't think it's going to happen, Scriv. Okay, might happen, Scriv. No time, though. He'll go down. 11-4. SG.PRO do get those 4 on the board, which means pistol is less prevalent. But that is one hell of a CT side.
Hell yeah, brother. That is a really good showing coming in from HONORIS, and a little unexpected, right? SG.PRO, T-side Dust 2 should somewhat be where they feel very comfortable, but it's just seemingly not the case. I think HONORIS have got their number really, as we said on Mirage, in their heads, and way too prepared, way too ready for this. So good from the HONORIS perspective, but SG.PRO certainly dropping off a bit of a cliff ever since finding the early momentum on Mirage. It just has not returned to them. We'll see here, though. Pistol could be where it all begins. Fast one out long coming in. Can they drop this player? No, not quite. RU Fire gets away minimal damage. Maybe waiting for a flash. Not going to come, actually. There's no utility. We didn't really get time to talk about it here in that sense, but there's no utility for the CT side. So, got to be very careful. Meanwhile, on the T side of things, they've got the smokes for the cross to, at the very least, get onto the bomb site and try and go for a bomb plant. Quick boost up coming in. No, over the top of the smoke. Unsuccessful. Worst case scenario for Senator. Will drop. Oh, and another one coming in as well onto Keys, and it seems like it's all falling apart. Prism not losing the jewels. Wow, and the final two kills come in unison. Bomb plant doesn't even matter. 12th round for HONORIS. The domination continues into the second half.
When's it gonna stop?
What SG.PRO is saying right now? Really? Please.
What's that Beatles quote? My fingers are bleeding, or something about blisters. I don't know. You should know.
No.
There's a blister on my finger. I don't know. There's
I don't know.
something.
I don't know.
That's what HONORIS got. They are just playing so well. Their grip on the mouse very tight, not letting anything get by them. Jumping back 10s to open up the B site, because why not? Scout Deagle retake. Forget about it. That's gonna be that. It's gonna be 13 for HONORIS. Scriv. SG are stuck at unlucky 4, and somehow even Taz gets another. I don't know how, but he does. The MAC-10s have made their money, and they will escape. 13 SG.PRO force buying the rest of this one, I'd imagine, Scriv.
Just gonna have to, right? Hail Mary plays required here. Certainly not looking too good. Oh man. Yeah, this is why I feel like, you know, you got to win your map pick, because it can be a bit difficult from time to time. This is a nice little clip from Senator, I guess, but ultimately to no avail. Whoa. Whoa. Look at them odds. Look at them odds. Mental. Absolutely mental.
About right. About right.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so at this point. 4-round halves, man, they are rare, particularly when you're on that T side, because you tend to have the economic dominance, you know? Stomp dropping into suicide, clapping the head clean off of Keys, and that might just seal the deal, at least in this round, because they haven't force bought Keith. They've made a safe economic decision, which is somewhat rare. And you would think in a situation like this, with their tournament life on the line, they would be the ones to take the risks. Actually, no, they have another chance after this, to be fair, don't they? So
They do.
all the same, the series on the line, you feel they would take a risk. Not going to be the case. Nice freebie for Fame, but I think that's all she wrote. The bomb should make its way swiftly over towards that A-bomb site and clean things up. I would imagine he might look to save this AK, in fact. So 14th for HONORIS. That will be the case with the bomb going down. He's too far away, and he'll very quickly realize, I do not stand a chance.
Yeah, not a lot of chance to be standing. If that makes sense. That made sense in my head, but not always the case. Either way, 14 for HONORIS. HONORIS for the Polish boys. They're clean. SG.PRO going to be 10 rounds behind now, Scriv. Fame allowed to save the AK, kind of like a pity gun. Just let him have it. Let him have it, boys. But I think Senator should have enough to drop the op to Fame, so they'll probably do a little bit of a gift exchange, a Secret Santa, but not so secret. A winner of this, keep in mind, doesn't have to play another best 3. You're kind of just through to the playoffs, so big difference.
Yeah, it's definitely going to ease some of the pressure as well, right? Feel a little more comfortable. You have some more time to prepare. What? Stop! Stop! Stop it! Not fair anymore. Just taking these pot shots, man, and yeah, he's just so comfortable on this map, isn't he? Oh, are you fire? Oh, I'm sorry. Timing terrible. As he looks away, Rico will take him down. That is hell on earth. Another kill coming in. They just can't catch a break on the SG.PRO side of things. 5v2 straight off the bat. Not even a minute into the round, and no damage returned back onto HONORIS. So really not looking good here. As I think the remaining 2 players will probably look to save, and they're somewhat split. Senator is sat on the A-bomb site, which is where the bomb is headed by all accounts. Stomp going to drop Fame as he goes for a cheeky peeky. And yeah, well, Senator's got a world of hurt coming his way in just a few moments. Think? Or are they going to go B? They're just going to completely abandon. Doesn't matter. Peeks out into Stomp anyway, and he gets taken down. 15th round secured. 11 in a row, Keith, for map and series point for HONORIS. And this would be a hell of a 2-0 to be taking, honestly. Very, very clean stuff on this here Dust 2. Mirage a little more hard fought, but it is SG.PRO's probably their best map. You can make a debate, but it's a very good map for them nonetheless, and Mirage not meant to be as good for HONORIS. So they have really done their work, taking Nordovin down in swift fashion as well. They have come to play today, and you can tell the practice they've been putting in over the past week is really, really paying off.
Yeah, they've improved a ton since we've last watched them. Rico specifically has been really good, and he's going to be the man to get the opening pick, nearly the second on RU Fire. So much utility tossed towards the CT cross. His flank from Neo is just going to be a game ender if he goes CT. It's going to be a series ender. They spot Kai's with the op here. Fame peeking with that from Moss, and they overstep. They give Prism 2. Perhaps aggression was their only answer, was their only cause, but now it is getting cut down. It is just Dire and Kai's alone now. Scriv. Dire's gotten 1. Stop at Car. Kai's alone. Don't cut him out. He has the op, and he's quick, but